Welcome to the Tech Lab. The Tech Lab is a space that I created where I can bring together all different types of technology, see how they work together, see what works, see what doesn't work, so that once I walk into either a remote production setting or an installation, I know exactly what the customer needs and how to bring that success about. I've been working with technology for a number of years. I have 27 years of experience in the healthcare IT field, serving as a trainer, a data analyst, a business systems analyst, and a data engineer. I often thought that those skills would be helpful in the creative field. The pandemic showed us that is exactly true. I try to bring my experience to the table to help people solve problems. If you look at the Elgato website, they're advertising the new virtual stream deck, which is now in beta. This is a new addition to the Elgato line to go with the physical stream decks and the stream deck mobile that they have, along with other offerings. There's no additional cost to it. If you own a stream deck, you're going to have access to the virtual stream deck as well. You just have to have your stream deck plugged up to your system and then go to downloads and then download the 7.0 version of the stream deck software. That will give you the ability to set up your virtual stream deck. Yesterday, I set up the virtual deck for one of my clients, and you can see down here that we have this virtual deck in the lower right hand corner of the screen. And what we did was set it up so that it could be used to control their PTZ camera. And it worked very well. So let me bring the virtual stream deck, one of the panels, onto the screen. This is one that I created to be able to control the ATEM Mini Pro. If I bring up the ATEM Mini Pro software, you can see a vast difference in the size where the control software for the ATEM kind of dominates the screen, and the module that we were able to create takes up far less real estate. One thing about it, once it's set up, anything that you do on the virtual side is also replicated in the Stream Deck software. So you do have complete control. So I can change the cameras that I have in preview. I can change the camera that I have in the program setting, and it all works seamlessly. So you also can either cut on your camera shots, or you can do the auto fade like you normally would with the ATEM. This is the first thing that I did with it, and it worked out quite well. One thing that you can do with the Stream Deck is that you can have other Stream Deck instances on your desktop. And that's the big thing about this setup, is that this is all done on your desktop. I do quite a bit of remote live stream production, and it would have been an advantage for me to have something like this in the past to be able to control the functionality on that computer that I'm accessing remotely. We can set up the virtual Stream Deck just like we would any other Stream Deck option. So if I come over to the Stream Deck that I'm currently working on, I see that I have the layout here, and I can come up to settings. And within settings, I have a lot of control here. I can actually control the number of rows that we have on the virtual Stream Deck, also the number of columns. There's a feature on here to hide empty keys. So if I haven't filled it in the key, that it would make that space just blank. So you can create a custom setting on how everything shows up. This shows you another case of that. I brought another virtual Stream Deck on the screen, and I have this one set up so that the icons that I put in are in an angular shape. So I can actually take this one up and move it to the corner of the screen, and then it's out of the way of everything else. So you do have the ability to grab and move that virtual Stream Deck anywhere that you want it on the screen. The thing that I was most excited about was the fact that I can basically replicate a full Stream Deck XL on the virtual Stream Deck. Within the settings, again, I do have the option to change my key size. So if let me see, so if I want it smaller, I can make it smaller. If I want it larger, I can bring that size up and to make it a little bit easier to see. You also can change the opacity of the virtual Stream Deck to make it more transparent. And one thing that I did learn is that you also can change the coloring here. You can change the background color for the Stream Deck, and you can also change the opacity there to make it a little bit more see-through. So one thing that I like here, like even with this production here that we're doing, I can use the Stream Deck to actually control me moving through my slides. I'm doing this over in EVMux, so as long as I have EVMux selected, I can click previous and it will take me back to the previous slide. Then I can do the next slide and it comes up to where we are currently. Another great feature about this again is that we do have the ability to hide the Stream Deck modules that are on the screen. For example, this one here, if I don't want it to show anymore, I can set up a control so that when I click it, it goes away. When I click it again, it comes back on the screen. So it does allow some flexibility in making sure that the Stream Deck's being on your screen doesn't obscure what you're working with. For example, if I were at some point in time just mainly working with the ATEM, I could hide this one, I could hide the main one, and then just have this control out. One thing that I do is try to make sure that we fit things on the screen where they make sense. Just because something can be full screen doesn't mean it needs to be full screen. I may take this and size it out like this, and then take this module and put it to the side so that it is always visible on the screen and it's not obscuring anything else. So I could actually come in here and bring another module in like this one, and I can fit it on the screen as well so that I can have multiple things going on. So I can have one for camera control and then another one still that is controlling switching my scenes on my live stream. So if you want me to take a deeper dive into what we can do with it, especially when it comes to how we can use this functionality to help with our business, with our content creation, with our ministry, or just help you navigate through the programs on your computer, just drop a comment in the stream and we'll make sure we make some other videos that address your needs. If you like what we're doing, please click that like button and subscribe to our channel so you get notified when we come out with new content. Thanks.